to my YouTube channel, or rather welcome to my aupair live. To all the new subscribers, welcome, and all the returning subscribers, boo, 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 welcome. So today we'll be talking about 3 topics. What is an aupair, how to become one, what are the duties of an aupair. I'll be getting a lot of texts on my Messenger, TikTok, Facebook. People be asking me what am I doing in the state, what is it that I do, and they'll be asking for a lot of information. So instead of replying to every one of you, I thought this video will do best. Next time someone asks me, I'll just give them the link so they can watch the video and get a little bit of information of what an au pair is. So first and foremost, what is an au pair? So an au pair is someone that comes from another country and stays with a foreign family and offers child services in exchange of food, shelter, and money. So I wouldn't really say money, I'd say stipend, because it's not a lot of money, but I'd say stipend instead, in exchange for stipends. How do you become this aupair, right? I think we're gonna talk about that a bit later. I just want to explain more on the aupair part. So the aupair is like a live-in nanny, but just to clarify something, you're not always available like 24/7. You have working hours, so it's just like any other job. You have hours, you have your off days, you have your half days if possible, depending on how your family will give you your schedule. It differs each and every family, so they might just make you work the whole week and give you 1 day off, and then with short days in between, or they just might, but technically you need to just serve 45 hours. Those are the working hours. Yeah. So what are the aupair requirements, you ask? So guys, don't mind me looking down, because I actually wrote down some notes, so it's a little bit, yeah. So what are the requirements? So Google can be like a little bit strict on the requirements. When you Google it, it's gonna tell you need to be good in English, you need hours, you need so much hours. And okay, of course you do need those hours, but yeah, Google can sound a little bit intimidating. I know if I did not know anyone who did the program, I was gonna be like, nah, this program is not for me. I do not have this, I do not have that. So thankfully I knew someone who was able to explain the whole process to me and told me not to panic, I can do this, and just gave me tips and advices, which I will do in another video. This video just focuses on the requirements, duties of an aupair, and what an au pair is. Why do I keep saying aupair? And duties of what an au pair is. The first one is English. So you don't have to be like fluent on English. You just need to understand the basics. Even if you're not that confident, you can take English classes when you arrive this side for better communication. But for people from South Africa, I know you guys are not gonna have a problem that much, because we are a native English speaking country, so you cannot have difficulties with English. The other requirement is you need to have 200 hours of childcare services. This is easy to obtain if you do not have your hours already. Likely I had my hours already, so if you do not have your hours already, that's super easy. You can just volunteer at a daycare where you will accumulate your hours. Try your best to accumulate as much hours as possible. Don't restrict yourself to 200 hours, because when you fill in your online profile, you need to say how many hours you are. You better luck, you're gonna get a higher chance of matching with families when you have higher hours, so you can like go on to 500 hours. So the minute you start your process, you can start volunteering, because this is a lengthy process. It does not happen all in 1 month. It's a lengthy process. So yeah, that's another requirement. The other requirement will be your passport. You need a criminal check, you need your background check. Obviously it must not be less than 3 months old, so you gotta make sure that you first start with your process, then get your then get your background check during your process. Don't get your background check before your process starts. You don't know how long it will take for you to get the family, so that's just gonna take time. So just do your background search once you start your process. It also takes time. I know in South Africa it takes time to come out, but you also have where you can do it for like a fee, and it comes out in like 2-3 days. Because I remember I went to the SAPS, the police services. I went to the police services. I paid 160 for my background check, and time was running out. My background check was not coming in. Initially they say it takes 3 months. I think mine took around about like two months or so. I literally got my background check from the police services a day before I left. And thank God I went to the 48-hour one, because they also got my surname wrong. So yeah, so it was, I think it's Postnet. Yeah, you need to go to a Postnet. You pay like less than 200. I don't remember how much I paid, but it's less than 200 for a 48-hour thing, and they're gonna send it via email, so you're gonna be able to upload it to your online profile. Other requirement they need, you need to have a license. A license is a must. It's not 100% a must, because other families don't really require you to drive, but it's best advisable to have a license, and they're not gonna process your application without a license, because it's best advisable to have one in case you go to rematch and stuff like that. It just makes you, it just makes more families want you more than, you know. So you need to have a license. Obviously you need to have a passport, but tonke 400 rand a passport. It's not even that expensive. It's just 400 rand. And then obviously you need matric. Even if you passed with higher certificate, you don't need a distinction in matric. You just need matric, like you completed your studies. They take ages of 18 to 26, but there are other countries that take up to 30. So in case you're seeing this video and you're like 30 years old and you're like, oh God, or you're like 29 and you're like, oh God, I can't do it. No, you can. You just need to go to another country. So it differs per country, the requirements. So USA is strictly 18 to 26. And other countries like the Netherlands, Luxembourg, what other country? New Zealand, they do take AU pairs up to the age of 30. So yeah. Other requirements are you need to be good with kids. If you have your hours, obviously you somehow learned a way to be patient with kids, and bear in mind that kids here they're raised differently. Like there's no beating, there's no like those punishment when a child gets disrespectful. Most of the time it's like timeout. You need to take them out to timeout. So you really need to be patient, and really need to be like wanting this so that you really need to be patient. That's all I can say. You need to be patient. The other one is money. So I know a lot of you guys be like, okay, I met the requirements, where can I sign up? You need to have money. Nothing is for mahala. So you need to have money in order for you to do the aupair program. I would say at least have a start, like always have a startup, maybe like 5,000, which is like half of the price or a quarter of the price, depending which agency you're going with. I went with aupair in America, so there are a lot of agencies. You can go with Cultural Care, what are the other one, OVC, there are plenty of, but make sure you do your background check so that you don't get scammed. Likely my agency was running like a promotion, so I paid like half of everything, so I paid like half price. So yeah, I'd say overall I paid like 15k or not that I paid, I used 15K for everything. And when I say everything, I mean my agency fees, my registration fees, my passport fees, my license. No, not my license. Why am I lying? Not my license. Um my medical fees, my medical fees, my what else? What else is needed? Yeah, all of the things that were needed, I managed to get to pay them within that 15K. The transportation fees of going up and down, getting my papers fixed and everything, all in all I paid like 15K. So I think, yeah. But the nice thing about it is that you don't have to have your 15K up front, because this process takes months. This process takes months, so you can like do it, like you can save up slowly and stuff like that. But I would advise you to at least have income, at least have an income that will just fasten up your process, because at any day you might just match up with the family and they might just say, we're booking you for your visa date. And obviously, in order for you to book a visa, you need to have 3,000. I hope it did not change. Initially it's just $160, so when you transfer it, it was 3,000 for me. So I don't know the exchange rates now, so but it should be around those prices. And yeah, and you need to have a doctor's note. But remember, don't go and do your doctor's note before you start your process. You will do your doctor's note because these things have like expiring dates. They have a limited time. So if you do it before, by the time you start your process and you know it takes a little bit of time, it might just be outdated. So don't do your things beforehand. Contact your agency. I believe like people be texting me, asking me questions, a lot of questions. I understand you have questions, you're doing your research, you want answers and stuff like that. I think it's best you guys contact the agency first. The agency have someone that they will assign to you, especially so that person will work with your case. Anytime you have questions, you will have this. I had my assistant's number even on WhatsApp, so anytime I had a question I would call or text. I think you should do that first, but obviously they are working for their agency, so they will try and beautify the process as much as possible. There's some other things that they don't tell you that you find out when you're already here, but that will be like a video for another day. For now, it's just for people who wants to do aupair, and me giving you the requirements that I needed, the qualifications. The only qualification needed is your matric certificate. The other thing is, what do au pairs do? So au pairs, technically the duties of an au pair. So duties of an au pair is taking care of the kids. So the duties may vary per family. So I can say I'm doing this, someone else can say they're doing that. It really depends on the family, but usually not usually, it's a must. You need to know your rights. It's a must. Your duties must be around kids. It must be kids involved. Anything that relates to kids, that's the only thing. And it must be within your working hours. So yeah, those are the duties that we do. So initially we do breakfast, clean up after the kid plays, bathe the kid, maybe take out the kid to activities if they have extra activities depending on your kids. Sometimes they attend school and they have like extra activities, maybe basketball practice, maybe tennis practice, whatever the case may be, maybe swimming classes and stuff like that. You take them. In my case, my kids don't do any of those, so it's just basically taking care of them at home, trying and teaching them a little bit of things, cleaning after them, cleaning after them. When I say cleaning after them, don't make the kids get used to you cleaning after them, because I've heard stories of au pairs, the kids would literally call the au pair a maid, like a helper. So yeah, there gotta be a difference. But anyways, yeah, that's what you do. You literally do any duties involving the kid, and it must be during your working hours. So yeah, it's really simple like that. I hope I explained it, but if you guys have any other questions, please write down on my comment section which questions you have, and I'll try my best to answer it. I'm still learning. I've been here for like 3 months, so I was still getting my way around. I promise to drop more videos on a consistent base now, because hey, it's been hectic. But I promise you guys, I'm gonna be consistent. Please like, subscribe, you know, turn on the notification button. You get notified every time I post a video.